Hey guys, today we're going to learn about the writing process and the different stages of writing. Okay? At each stage, the writer has an activity that he or she must do. Sometimes a writer repeats the stage until he is satisfied with his writing. Okay, so today we're going to work on planning a writing. Okay, and then we're going to do drafting tomorrow. Next day, revising, then proofreading, and then publishing. That's when you share your writing with someone. Okay? Alright, so let's get started. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to be on page 25, okay? And we're going to learn how Isabel first did her first part, which was a game, okay? So today we're going to be looking at how to play a certain game in the way that it should be done, okay? And how you should write about it. Okay, so we're going to read this and we're going to discuss the certain steps that she does to help us understand her writing process. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get our highlighters out. Okay, it says Isabel wrote instructions for the game Monkey in the Middle. I think we've all played that. I haven't played it in forever, but it is a fun game. Here is her final draft. Isabel did several things to make her instructions clear. Okay, so let's find out what she did. First off, you want to choose a game, and you guys are going to do this. You're going to choose a game later that you're going to write about, but you want to choose a game that you know really well. You don't want to get a game that you don't know anything about, because then how can you explain it to somebody? Okay, then let's check off each thing that she did. All right, so we're going to read her first little part here, okay? How to play Monkey in the Middle. Monkey in the Middle is a fun game that many people can play together. Alright, so first thing she did was she introduced the game she was playing in the very beginning. And then she also kind of grabbed people's attention by saying it's a fun game and that many people can play it together. So the first thing she did was she had a topic sentence, where she introduced the topic. And the first sentence, that's called a topic sentence. Now, I like to call them grabbers. Anytime you write something, your first sentence, you always want to grab your reader's attention. Because if they don't think it's interesting, they're not going to want to read it. So always have a grabber or a topic sentence at the beginning of your story or your writing. Alright, so she did that. So now let's keep reading. Let me change colors here. All you need is two balls in a group. All you need is two balls in a group of friends. So she just told us what we needed, and then that's it. So next thing she did, what was important, was she included the materials needed to play the game before giving the steps. That's super important. So when you do your writing, you're going to want to start off talking about what the game is, then what you need, okay, the materials that you need. All right, so let's keep reading. All right, first, let's highlight that. Choose a person to be the monkey. The rest of the players form a large circle around him. Next, give the balls to two players. These players roll their balls across a circle and try to hit the monkey. The monkey must dodge or jump over the balls. If a ball touches him, he is out. Whoever catches the ball rolls them again. When someone hits the monkey, that person is the winner, and he gets to be the next monkey. Okay? So, not only did she tell us what the game was, and then tell us what materials she needed, she gave us the steps of how to play the game. Okay? So I went ahead and highlighted every single sequence of events that she gave us. She gave us a first, she gave us a next, and then a win. Okay? And that explains the game to us. So when you do your writing, you're going to have to make sure that you have time order words to describe the game and explain what's happening. Okay? Now here is some time order words that we can use. We have first, last, second, finally, something you want to do at the end, or here's your last paragraph. You have third, when, next, as soon as, then, and then after. So that's some time order words that you can do. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to come up with a game that I want to talk about, okay? And I'm going to explain it to y'all. All right? So the very first thing, and this is on page, what page is this? I don't know what page it is for y'all. It's on page 27. Oh, page 27. All right. So you are going to go on page 27 And this is where you are going to start the beginning of your game, okay? So this is the game that I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about the game Shoe Scramble. All right, so you're going to write the name of your game on how to play Shoe Scramble. Now listen, if one of y'all choose my game and you write about my game, I'm going to be a little mad because you're cheating. So you better come up with your own game or a game that you know. Don't be using no Shoe Scramble or we're going to fight. All right, you're automatically going to get 0 because you copied me. All right, so Shoe Scramble. Now, if I was going to write about this, first thing I need to do is tell you what the game's name is, and then I'm going to tell you what materials you need, because how are you going to know how to play the game if you don't even know what materials you need? So the next thing you're going to write is the materials. So I'm going to say each, that was a weird looking E, but it happens, players, pair of shoes. Now this is going to be a fun, stinky game, because you get to smell people's shoes all at once, and you're going to find out how. Alright, so, first thing you're going to do, you're going to write the name of the game. And then you're going to explain the materials you need. Alright, and then we're going to use a time order word. Okay, so clearly, the first thing we're going to do in the game is what we need to explain. So your first time order word is going to be first, because it's the beginning. Alright, so I'm going to put first, and people got to take their shoes off. Players take off their shoes. I literally just forgot how to spell shoes. There we go. It's back on me. Alright, so first, players take off their shoes. Alright? So then, after the first thing you're going to do the next thing. So your next word is going to be next. Easy peasy. Alright, so you explain the first part of the game, now you're going to explain the next part of the game. And the next part of my game is we gather all the shoes up and put them in a pile. So gather all the shoes we got to mix them up and throw them in a pile. I'm trying to write this as neatly and smally, or smally is not a word, as neatly as possible and as small as I can so it fit in this box. So make sure you guys write small enough so it'll fit in the box. And throw them in a pile. Alrighty. Alright, now, the time order word that I'm going to use after that is then, because then I'm going to explain what happens after next. Literally. Alright. So, after that, we're going to make a circle, all the people, or all players, make a circle around the shoes, or around the pile. Alright. Okay, and now my last part, I'm going to put win. Alright, let me put win here, because that's my next part. Okay, so I'm going to put when the whistle blows, players are going to scramble to find their shoes. Alright. Or find their own shoes. I forgot to put on, but that works. Alright, and then I'm going to put finally as my last word, because this is the end of the game and it tells me who won. So finally, the first person to put on his or her own pair of shoes and stand up wins. So that's the last part of the game. I'm going to put a little and symbol here. But don't put that in your writing, so I'm going to erase it so you don't get confused. So, and stands up wins. And that is Shoe Scramble. Alright, so you should be able to understand every single part of this game because I gave you the name of the game, I gave you the materials, and then I gave you all the steps on how to play the game. Okay, now if it was in writing, this is what it would look like. Alright, we're going to look for certain parts here. So first part, I put my title at the top of the page to let you know what the name of the game is so you're not confused. Okay? Now let's read it and make sure I fit everything that I just wrote in there. Shoe Scramble is an exciting game for lots of players. So I told you the name of the game. Kind of gave you a grabber because I said it's exciting and it's for a lot of people, so a lot of people can play it. So remember, you always want to start off with a topic sentence explaining what you're talking about, but also with a grabber to grab your reader's attention. Alright, let's see what I did next here. Each player needs a pair of shoes. Okay, well I just gave you the materials needed, so we know that. What did I do next? First, well that looks like a time order word, so I'm going to highlight that. All the players take off their shoes. Next, there's my next word. One player gathers all the shoes. He mixes them up and puts them in a big pile. Then, the players make a circle around the pile. When, there's another word, the whistle blows, each player scrambles to find his own pair of shoes in the big mixed up pile. The first player to put on his own pair of shoes and stands up wins. Now, I forgot to put my finally word in there, but that's okay because if I was drafting this, I would already, well I did my draft. If I was revising it, which you're going to learn what that is, I would go back and fix it. Okay, so I just revised it by putting in finally. So what you guys are going to do is you are going to find a game that you know, and you are going to start your time order chart. Alright, so go on page 27, and you're going to write what game you were going to do. You're going to give me the name of the game, the materials, and then list off how to play the game. And then you're going to use what's in the chart and write your first draft. Woo! You made your first writing draft. Way to go! Alright?